Okay, man, Arash, that was a great class, man. Good stuff. All right, just a few pointers. Just a few pointers. Um, we did the warm ups. Everything was good. I noticed that something that was really good is your fingers when you're playing the notes on everything. They're pretty close to the strings. So all it seems like you're playing very confident now. You're more comfortable with where you are. So that's really good. Um, just real quick, the warm up, the 1 3 5 1 7 8. Just work on that one, right? Just make sure that you're using your ring finger for the um, the five. Okay, so right, just make sure you're using that ring finger. Um, and the 1 3 5 7. All right, right. And going backwards, it's the same kind of sequence. All right, but you play that well too. But I noticed there was a little glitch there when you did it a couple of times. But that was very good overall. You went into the G major scale. You did that well. 3 5 7, 3 5 7 4 5 7 4 5 7. The 5 7 8. That was good. Second position or the third position, but the second mode. That was the 5 7 8 5 7 4 5 7 4 5 7 5 7 8 5. That was good. We did the B, or that was the third mode, right? And that was that one, right? So that was yeah, 7 8 10 7 9 10 7 9 10 7 9 7 8 10 7. All right. Then we did the C, which would have been the fourth mode. That fourth mode was the one we kind of like did the easy way. All right. So the easy way of doing it was just repeating what I just did. For the third mode, you're just starting on the eighth fret and doing the same thing. So and ending on your eighth fret on your first string. Okay, and then we continued on. We did the mixed mode. So the mixed mode pattern was the 8 10 12 9 10 9 10, and then 9 11 8 10 12 8 on your first string. And then we did the new one that's going to give you a slight disadvantage because the body of your guitar starts on that 12th fret. So all you're doing is you're going 10 12 9 10 12 9 10 12 9 11 12 10 12, and then you're going to do 8 10. That's it. All right. So 10 12 9 10 12 9 10 12 9 11 12 10 12 8 10. That's it. Okay. Um, so we stopped there because you covered a nice range of notes on your guitar. Um, the important thing about this key of G is you have a pentatonic that will be different from when you're doing it in the key of C. So your pentatonic won't be an A; it's going to be an E. Why do we do that? Any major scale that you're in, or any major key that you're in, if you do the major scale of that key, all right. So if you're in the key of G, you do the G major scale, and you stop on your sixth note, right? So 3 5 2 3 5, and then you're gonna stop right there. That is your E. Okay. If you were to do 2 octaves of the G major scale, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stop on your sixth note, right? and then count 8 notes from your 6th note. All right, so what I mean by that is if you go, I'm sorry, right? You're gonna go, right? So you won't do that over again. You're just gonna start here, right? And you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've done a scale. That's your natural minor. Okay? The natural minor is embedded in between the 2 octaves of the G major scale. All right. You just have to make sure you have those 8 notes intact. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you could find that on your 12th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the same thing. All right. We're just doing it in a different spot. And you could find that in different areas of your guitar as well. That might be something to work on your own time. This will help you to be a lot more familiar and a lot more confident in your solos and things like that. Okay, and also like reading music and things where you don't have to look down at your guitar a whole lot of the times. You could just look at the sheet music and play, because you'll know where all the notes are. You'll have an idea. Anyway, in saying that, with your relative minor, also understand that your relative minor is embedded in your pentatonic scale. So as you have an relative, the relative minor would be your E natural minor scale right here. You have an E pentatonic. You have an E pentatonic. You could even play around with your pentatonic. You can play around there with certain notes of the pentatonic. Right? Now, what I just did was what I kind of went into in talking about where the E pentatonic would be when you're doing the G, the key of G. I talked about different shapes that you can do. These shapes will be in the chart that I gave you, like in the beginning when you first started. I had like a booklet, and it was like a handwritten charts that I made showing all the different places for the G major scale. If you take that chart and you find where the E pentatonic would be, take a look at all those little dots, and I want you to put the notes in the place of the dots. So you make a little chart of your own, and instead of putting those black dots on the guitar chart, you're going to make the notes of that scale of the E pentatonic. All right. What you should come up with, I'm going to take a gander at this. It's going to be an E, it's going to be a G, it's going to be an A, it's going to be a B, and you're going to have a D, and you'll be back at E again, and it will repeat itself. So E, G, A, B, D, E, G, A, B, E, right? And then you have the bottom notes, which will be E and G. All right, so, penta would be 5, right? So you can just count the first octave and you're pretty much set, because the second octave is the same thing, just different octave. Anyway, so if you find an E, you're going to try to find any of those notes all over the fretboard of your guitar. So I'm going to show you one shape. All right, so the shape that I'm going to show you is actually, you're going to see what we did as far as the modes for the G major scale. You're going to see it in the pentatonic, except you're not going to hit as many notes, okay? When we did 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12, 10, 12, 8, 10, there's a pentatonic shape. This pentatonic shape would be 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 9, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. That's it. Okay? 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 9, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. That's it. And then you can go. So that's a mode right before the basic structure of the pentatonic scale that you're used to. You would do that right before you go into that. All right? Because, right after that 10 12, you have that 12 um 12 15, right? And then 12 14 12 14 12 14 12 15 12 15. It's the same thing as that A pentatonic, it's just in a different spot. Anyway, play around with that. Write the letter names and then try to find different shapes with those letter names all over the fretboard. Everything before your 12th fret. Try and find an E, a G, an A, a B, a D, E in that pattern. All right. I'm really, I want to see what you come up with. It should be pretty cool. All right. There's a lot of different things you could do. Anyway, your C, the key of C, that was really good. Remember that you can do your C from your 8th fret. Put the middle finger on the 8th fret of your 6th string and proceed to play it as though it's a G major, like on your 3rd fret. Just do the same shape. Right? That's all you'll do. Your sweeps were really good. We went over the arpeggios as though you're doing like, and then you did the circle of fives. I want you to say the arpeggio when you're doing it. All right, this is going to help you to be, again, more familiar with all the notes on your guitar. C, G, D, A, E, B. Right, and then the same thing for the minors. A minor, E minor. I'll do that again. E minor, and then B minor. Right, so you'll play around with that and just get into it. Get more familiar with it. Just memory and muscle memory as well too. But this will help you a lot. Okay, from there we went into the Afro-Brazilian song. Excellent. Just make up your own melody to that. I think you're going to come up with something really nice. I would stick with the G major, the key of G. Okay. Also, last but not least, we went into the little Stevie Wonder song, the "Don't You Worry About a Thing." The first part. I'm only gonna play the. All right, I'll play up to a certain point. So we did. We repeated it. And then you went. Here's the trick. Or we said this. And then we slid into the C major set. Right? And then we stopped there. All right? So think that you can go. All right. I did a little change there, but what it should be is the minor seventh and a minor seventh again, and then a dominant seven, and then a minor seventh, and then a major seventh, minor seventh, and then dominant seven. Okay, but that's that part we're gonna get into, because I know you said the names were kind of mixing you up. Just know that when you're doing a minor seventh, the form should be this way. Like, let's take the E minor seventh. The E minor seventh, the shape would be this way, right? When we're doing a dominant seven, the shape is this, right? The major seventh, the shape is this, right? I can call it out, but I just want you to just kind of look at the positioning, because a lot of times you may be playing with musicians that are trying to do a song on, they're trying to perform the song on a spot. You may go to an open mic or something, and they might not have time, or they might not be in the frame of mind of telling you exactly what's going on when they're playing, right? You may have to pick everything up as you go. So just use your eyes, right? And look at everything that I'm doing, and you do your best, okay? So whenever you see something like that, that's a minor seventh. If you see that, right, far away this way, that's a minor seventh. Just look at the shape. This is a different kind of a teaching, but I want you to just see if this makes any sense to you. Give it a try and look it over for a while, right? Because this is a real situation that a lot of people run into. Look at, okay, so this is the minor right here, right? This is the minor seventh, right? Okay. If someone's doing a dominant seven, it will look exactly like that. They'll usually do this, right? If it's like that, that's a major seventh that they're doing. But that, anything like this, you're just looking at that middle finger, right? Right? Okay? Just like that. Okay, so minor, the minor would be this, minor seventh, dominant seventh, major seventh, right? Just play around with it. Mark my words, this is going to be very helpful for you, all right? Okay, so this is the minor seventh, and then I go to that dominant seventh, right, in the chain, that second time around when we're playing, and then I'm going to go to the major seventh, all right? E minor seventh, because the root is on an E. This is your C, D, E, right? So that's your E minor seventh. When I'm here, I'm on a D, but the finger work there is the dominant seventh, right? And then when I slide over to the C, that's the major seventh. All right, so that's what that is. All right, if I do this, you see that form, you know that's going to be a minor seventh. So if I was at a C, that's got to be a B minor seventh. And then we do that trick, boom, and then we place the fingers there. Now, a trick to doing that is just where the nut of the guitar is, where there's no frets, you're going to make a fret, right? But you're not going to have to press down on anything, because you're not going to hear you barring that, right? So you're just going to place your finger there as though you're barring it. It will make this part, using your ring finger and pinky, a lot easier when you're hitting the dominant. That's an A dominant. Why is that an A dominant? Because the open string is A. That's your root, right? And then you slide right into the C major seventh. And then everything will get easier from this point, especially when we have to do that change. See that? Okay. We also did the melody. The melody, I think I put that in the last video. I'm just going to play it. I want you to use your eyes and your ears. You can always replay this video and play around with it. So, right? And you could bar this. You could bar these two strings, your second and first string, for the last two notes in that phrase. To really set it in your mind, to memorize that part. The next part will be, right? All right, I think you could do it. See if you can do that part, that whole thing that I just played. All right, fine work. You're doing awesome. Challenge yourself on this video. Challenge yourself. Read weeks. You already read week 1 and 2. Let's go through 3 and stay there. And if you want to dabble with 4, that's okay. But I would stay on week 3. There's a lot of theory in that. I'm going to send you the chart and the diagram and all that other good stuff. All right. Thank you very much. God bless. And I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good one.